Hey, it's me, Pastor Connie. I'm glad that you're here. Are you ready for another discussion? Wonderful. Let's get started. We are continuing our summer fall series by looking at the lives of each original disciple who became Jesus' apostolic messengers to the world. By exploring their individual lives, we can better understand their journeys as they spread the way, also known as the Good News of Jesus. Check out all of our free discussions in the description box below. We have recently discussed stories concerning the disciples' apostles, their lineages, their identities, and how they brought Christianity to various corners of the known Roman world. These stories are a mixture of folklore, local legends, hagiographies, and most importantly, apocrypha. Now, last week we learned that hagiographies are simply biographies about an apostle or a saint. The word apocrypha just means an unknown author or author's written work. While these resources are historical, we should always take them with a grain of salt because recollections may vary. Yet they should be considered when doing any in-depth biblical study because there could be a certain amount of truth to them. That's where you come in. It's up to you to decide what you do believe and what you don't believe. This week we are looking at another disciple apostle who was also believed to have traveled north of Jerusalem, but not much has been written about his post-Pentecost journeys. Let's take a look at the disciple whom Jesus loved, John, the son of Zebediah and the brother of James the Great. John the Beloved and his older brother James were from the town of Bethsaida, and they fished the Sea of Galilee with their family. His father was Zebediah, and his mother was Salome, who is believed to be the sister or half-sister of Mary, the mother of Jesus. Now, in Mark's Gospel, Salome was named as one of the women present at Jesus' crucifixion. And she was also one of the women who went to Jesus' tomb on Easter morning. So it's not hard to believe that Salome probably did have a close relationship with Jesus' mother. It's based on the evidence from Mark's Gospel. Now, John the Beloved was originally a follower of John the Baptist. Yet, when he met Jesus, both his brother James and he were called by Jesus to follow him as disciples. It's interesting to note that Jesus did refer to John the Beloved and James, his brother, as sons of thunder, which could indicate that they were quick to anger and probably a little hot-headed at times. I'm sure that these two sons of Zebediah provided Jesus with many teachable moments along the way. John the Beloved was the youngest of all the disciples and a witness to many special events in Jesus' ministries. Events like the miraculous catch of fish, the rising of Jairus' daughter and Lazarus from the grave, Jesus' transfiguration. John also helped prepare the Last Supper, and he leaned on Jesus, sat next to him during this meal. He was there when Jesus prayed at Gethsemane, and he followed Jesus to the palace of the high priest Caiaphas for his trial. But the two most prominent events that I can recall were these. When this John stood at the foot of the cross during the crucifixion. Following Jesus' final instructions, John the Beloved took Mary, the mother of Jesus, into his care as Jesus hung dying. And it was this John who ran to the tomb with Peter after Mary Magdalene reported it was empty. On that resurrection morning, this John reached the tomb before Peter. So what happened to John the Beloved? After Ascension and Pentecost, both Peter and John the Beloved took active roles in founding and guiding the early Jerusalem church. He was possibly the best friend of Peter, and they did many things together, such as preaching, teaching, healing, and even getting thrown into prison. This John even traveled alongside Peter to visit new Samaritan believers. Now it's believed that John the Beloved remained in the area of Judea for many years. Here's a map so we can locate Judea. While there is little information concerning John's activity during this time, it's believed that he, with several other apostles, spread the way for approximately 12 years in this area. Yet it was the persecution of Christians under King Herod Agrippa from 41 to 44 AD that finally caused John the Beloved, along with several other of Jesus' disciple apostles, to scatter throughout the known Roman provinces. The story goes that John the Beloved, along with Mary, the mother of Jesus, headed to the town of Ephesus in Turkey around the time of the persecutions. There they, along with others, continued the work first started by the Apostle Paul. So here's a map so we can orient ourselves again. While in Ephesus, it is believed that John the Beloved wrote at least one of the 3 epistles or letters attributed to him, as well as preached and taught and guided that church community. Now, around 86 AD, a temple to worship the then Roman Emperor Domitian was built in Ephesus. At this time, the people of Ephesus were forced to worship and make sacrifices to this emperor. John the Beloved furiously opposed emperor worship and probably voiced his opinion loudly to all the townspeople and local authorities. After all, he was a son of thunder in his youth with Jesus. Chances are he remained just as outspoken as he grew older, and his opinions came to the notice of Emperor Domitian, causing him to take action against John. According to the historian Tertullina, this John was hustled off to Rome to face real consequences by the emperor. Now, while in Rome, it is said that John the Beloved was taken to the great Roman Colosseum to be tortured and executed. Here he was plunged into boiling oil as great crowds looked on. Now, miraculously, John the Beloved came through this ordeal unharmed. And since anyone of any importance was probably there to watch John suffer that day, I would imagine quite a few Romans turned to Christianity after seeing this miracle. So what happened to John after Rome? Again, the historian Tertullinian records that John was then banished under the direction of Emperor Domitian to the Greek island of Patmos around 94 AD. Now here's a map of the location of Patmos so we can further orient ourselves. While in exile, it's believed that the elderly John the Beloved had incredible visions on which the book of Revelation is presumed to be based. Most believe that John the Beloved was in exile until his termination by Emperor Nerva after Domitian's murder in 96 AD. It is believed that after John's exile was over, he returned to live his remaining days in Ephesus. At his death, John the Beloved was the oldest surviving disciple apostle, and it appears he died of natural causes sometime after 98 AD. Well, I have one last question. What books and epistles were written by John the Beloved? Can you answer that one? Well, if not, I'll let you know. Christian tradition has always questioned the writings attributed to John the Beloved. The Gospel of John, whose origins date back to 70 AD, identifies an unnamed disciple whom Jesus loved as its source of information, but possibly not the author. This gospel differs considerably in style from the synoptic gospels, which are Mark, Matthew, and Luke, and they were written decades earlier. The historian Eusebius believed that John the Beloved was the author of the first epistle of John, along with the Gospel of John. However, he believed that the second and third epistles were written by another author. The opening verses of the book of Revelation indicate that it was written on the Greek island of Patmos, and the author clearly names himself as John of Patmos in the text. However, his precise identity remains a point of debate. The book is commonly dated to around 95 AD, as suggested by clues in the author's vision pointing to the reign of Emperor Domitian from 81 to 96 AD. Yet scholars still contend that this text, possibly completed in 100 AD, may have been a result of several other authors' works. So did John the Beloved write the book of Revelation? You be the judge. So there you have it, something to really think about this week. Can you determine for yourself who was the author of the book of Revelation? take a deeper dive into the Apostle John's life and decide for yourself. Thanks for watching. Hey YouTubers, thanks for watching this entire video. If this is your first time here or if you're a returning viewer, I hope you enjoyed this discussion. Remember, this channel provides worship and discussion videos that you can watch anytime and any place. Nothing too heavy or intense, just simple worship and discussion videos tailored for you. And if you like this discussion, please give it a little hallelujah click down there on those like and subscribe buttons below. I would appreciate it. Oh, and don't forget to tap on the notification bell so you can know when more discussion videos are posted. And always remember that your attitude is the attitude that can change your world and the world around you. So try to have a good attitude, okay? Thanks again for watching, and go have a blessed day. And hopefully I'll see you again soon on this channel. Bye!